Pablo, a demonstration today as to why Real Madrid are favourites to defend their title.
Absolutely. They were sensational again. You know, only 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes for them to score 2 goals and put again to bed. You know, they have that quality. They were really poor in the...
So the biggest strength of this Real Madrid team is playing under pressure. When you are 1-1, you need a goal to win. As a result, Real Madrid had to increase their intensity. Once they did increase their intensity, this game was over in 5 minutes.
Second half, they were not playing particularly well, and but to counter-attack, and they choose to, you know, all done for them. That's brilliant. I love it. And Valverde, best player in the world after Haaland, for sure.
So I love the fact that Fede Valverde is getting the recognition he deserves. So if you see broader picture, I think Haaland is the best player this season so far. And if you say Fede is the second best player, I would not disagree. I would say we are so lucky to have a player like Fede Valverde, a player who can score those outstanding goals.
Blooming heck, Pablo. Wow, that would get people talking. Even better than Vinicius Jr.
Of course, yes. Hey, Valverde is on fire. Absolutely brilliant. I love this guy and the confidence in the way he's playing, you know, scoring goal. I said before the game, shooting from outside the box. 7 goals already in that season. Oh, brilliant. What's going on with this guy? Absolutely fantastic.
So I think Fede Valverde scored 6 goals for Real Madrid this season in La Liga, which means he's the top scorer for Real Madrid this season in La Liga. Besides, I would not like to compare Vinicius and Fede Valverde because they're different type of player. It's like comparing apple and orange.
Pablo, obviously we watch a lot of Real Madrid over the last couple of seasons. You'd be fair to say that they are better than last year in a campaign, of course, let's not forget, where they won La Liga and they won the Champions League.
Well, yeah, maybe it's true. They're a bit better than last season, even if they won the Champions League, as you say, Dan.
So Zabalata said this Real Madrid team is only a bit better than last year. Yeah, despite we won the Champions League and La Liga last season, this season, I think this Real Madrid team is way better because a lot of players, especially youngsters, are performing at their best. And those youngsters include Rodrygo, Valverde, and Tchouaméni. First of all, Vinicius is already performing from last season. So other players that needed to step up their game was Valverde and Rodrygo. And both of them significantly upped their game. That's why this team is better.
He's a coach's dream, isn't he, Ali?
Absolutely he is. Because he can cover so much space, because you can give him different roles, and he's able to execute the game plan perfectly from all those different positions and from all those different roles. And now he's adding goals. And when we talk about his goals, they're not tap-ins.
No.
Every goal he scored, no. I cannot relate to any of this at all whatsoever.
Fede is an outstanding player, like all-rounder, a player that can play any position. Like, I don't see any player in the world right now who can play like him. He can play as a defender, like say right back. He can play as a center midfielder. He can play as a right winger.
When you think about Real Madrid and what they were today, or what they were against Elche, coming out of halftime, you're thinking, they're in trouble. They were in trouble against Elche. Lunin had to come up with a save. Today they were in trouble after halftime. And at some point, we just have to stop. We really just have to stop thinking they're in trouble. Because it feels like the only people that really somehow don't believe that Real Madrid are those of us on the outside thinking, oh my goodness, the momentum is turning. I don't know if Real Madrid is going to be able to do it. They know they're going to do it.
So first of all, there is no comparison with the game against Elche and today's game against Sevilla. Elche game was one of the best games of Real Madrid this season, period. But today against Sevilla, especially the second half, Real Madrid did struggle. Honestly, I was more surprised with Sevilla's gameplay. I did not expect this much intensity from Sevilla. I think their new coach Sampoli increased their intensity to next level. I also think he's taking Sevilla to the right direction. Also, like many other pundits, never discount Real Madrid team because they can come back anytime, any moment. As long as this match is not over, you should never discount them.
Talking about Courtois, I think the one big question about Courtois in terms of how we compared to the rest of the goalkeepers in the world, why people didn't see him as the best, is that we were missing that one really big performance on the really big stage. And that came in the latter stage of the Champions League. And now you're seeing a goalkeeper, as good as he's been, who really truly believes and is playing like the world's best. And this is just going throughout the entire team. So it's just a team that continues to get better and better. And Ali's right. When they seem to be in trouble, they don't seem to recognize that at all.
Listen, Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. This season, he is not tested yet. But when he'll be tested in big match, say Champions League, he'll be ready.
Where they were so brilliant on the counter-attack, from a defensive point of view, from a Sevilla point of view, I'm sure you've been in that position where you're just running back saying, please, somebody do something.
Hey, if I'm a defender of Sevilla, I say, guys, where'd you go and just sit back?
So I think after the equalizer, Sevilla got really confident, so they were pushing really forward. But they have to remember that they are playing against Real Madrid team, which is one of the best counter-attacking team in the world. If you give Real Madrid team a little bit of space, they'll make you suffer. But kudos to Sevilla, they did not sit back, they did not park the bus like many other La Liga teams.
Yes.
Making the right choices, keeping his players within the squad who aren't started happy.
Absolutely. Credit to Ancelotti once again, because he reads the game really well. He knew that he needed a bit of energy on the field. That's why he brought Vasquez in, Camavinga, Asensio. They all made a big impact.
In my opinion, today it was all about the sub decision. Carlo Ancelotti's substitution made the difference today. Like, those are really crucial. It was apparent that the midfield that we were playing before the substitution, they were struggling. But once the new players came in, we had more energy, more intensity, and that's totally changed the dynamics of the game. That's why Real Madrid won the game 3-1.
Ian, Madrid are a machine, aren't they, mate?
Yeah, they're a very fine team and they always find a way. But that scoreline might look like a routine win for Real Madrid, but it wasn't quite like that because Sevilla played well here. They made it 1-1 for a while. They looked like they might even grab a second goal, but Real Madrid scored two great goals, one on the counter and then something absolutely brilliant goal from Valverde. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's a goal of the season contender. So they won it 3-1 in the end, but doesn't tell the whole story.
Luis?
Yes, absolutely. Sevilla did play well, but it was just a matter of time. Real Madrid team scoring goal and winning. Let me put this away. We scored 3 goals, right? So the score was 3-1. Against Barcelona, we won 3-1. I would say this game was much more difficult than the El Clasico.
Dan, is once again that mentality. I mean, every single player of them, and we mentioned during the covering of the game that every single player that is on the field knows that they're going to win. They come out on the game, know it. Listen, we are struggling. At that moment, Sevilla was doing a fantastic job. They were having the ball. They were creating chances. They were putting Real Madrid at the back, near their box. But there was just a moment, a split second, that Ancelotti decided to start bringing, again, fresh legs on the game. And it was Asensio, it was Lucas Vasquez, Camavinga. It was about a matter of 2 minutes when we saw Real Madrid just changing the gear, pressing higher, regaining the ball. And, of course, in 2 mistakes of Sevilla on the build-up, they make 2 quick counterattacks and scoring 2 goals. That's the way that this Real Madrid plays, with the normal gear, the regular gear, and then if they need something else, they bring up the gear. And that's the way Real Madrid is going to do it, at least so far, until the end of the season.
Sevilla did those mistakes because of the high pressure, high intensity from Real Madrid team. But he rightly pointed out that if Real Madrid up their gear, no team can stop this team. So today, performance-wise, I liked Vinicius' play. Like I felt last game against Elche, he was a little bit off. And today, we saw those threatening moments from Vinicius. Yeah, he could score 1 goal, but his last touch was really bad. As a result, he couldn't score the goal. If you see bigger picture, he created our first goal and he saw Modric, and that pass was really beautiful. That was a visionary pass to Modric. All Modric had to do a tap-in finish, all thanks to Vinicius. And for Real Madrid's second goal, what a through pass from Asensio. And Vinicius could finish by himself, but he saw Lucas Vazquez was totally free and he made the right decision. He was so unselfish. So for Vinicius, despite not scoring goals, he got 2 assists. Also other players, especially Rodrygo, was also really good. His link up was really top notch today. Also Asensio was again phenomenal today. And defensively, Militao was a monster. So you might have question about Fede Valverde, how is he doing? He got a knock, right? So Carlo Ancelotti confirmed in the interview that he got a simple knock, which is likely that he's going to recover soon.
No worried, no, he had a knock on his leg and it's painful now, but I think nothing special, it's a knock.